So the request tonight has been for some heart opening poses. So we're going to start similar to how we end, with the support of the block, and come into fish pose. So find your block. If you haven't got one, you'll walk over to the station and get one. Lay the block down either long ways or sideways, high side or low side, underneath the shoulder blades. Take your arms out wide, turn the palms to face the ceiling, and connect with the breath. Inhaling through the nostrils and out of the nostrils. Leaving your days behind. Notice the beating of your heart. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice how comfortable you feel, how uncomfortable you may feel. Notice if you need to make any adjustments or if these are just minor distractions. When really, maybe there is nothing to do, but just be. Observe the flow of your breath and listen to the inhalation and notice the duration. And again, as you exhale, notice if one is shorter than the other and see if you can bring the two to a similar length in time. Bring your hands now and cover your heart. And dedicate this practice to somebody who you love. Dedicate this practice to someone who challenges you. Dedicate this practice to yourself. Slowly come away from your fish pose. And we're going to make our way all the way up and over to child's pose. Setting an intention for practice. Maybe that is just to stay connected to the heart space, getting out of our heads for a little while. That thinking, processing, analysing, storytelling. Reach your hands out in front of you now, spread the fingers into the floor, press the finger pads in, tuck the toes under and find your way up to downward dog, pedaling out the feet as you arrive. Return to dog and start to draw the heels into the floor, engage the legs, lift the sit bones to the ceiling, draw the navel in. Broaden across to the collarbones, shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in. Lift high onto the balls of the feet. On the exhalation, look forward, step or jump. Inhale to rise and lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Then brush and reach towards the ceiling. And exhale, fold. Good, hands to the shins of the floor, inhale, length. Exhale, make your way to a plank. Flowing breath in. And exhale. Slow flow down to the earth, inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, down dog, knees. Tuck the toes, lift, downward dog. Inhale, come again, high plank. Look forwards, low plank if you're familiar, otherwise bring the knees to the floor for cobra again, or upward facing dog. Shoulders down, that's it, beautiful. Tuck the toes, lovely Elizabeth. Draw it back to down dog. Right leg high and inhale. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands and plant it. Plant the left knee while you're there. Keep the hands at the floor or bring them to the hips or lift them high towards the ceiling. 2 breaths. And then start to bring the hands to heart center. We're taking a twist, left elbow across the leg to the right thigh. Thumbs to sternum as you twist the chest to the right. Keep the gaze here or look towards the right elbow. Bring the left hand to the earth now. Tuck the toes under of the left leg and lift the left leg off the floor and reach the right arm high. You can draw the right arm further back to open into the chest and the shoulder. You can take a half bind. Press the toes into the earth. Return the gaze to the right foot. Right hand frames the foot. Step back. You choose downward dog, child's pose, or flush it up. From downward dog, left leg high and inhale. Exhale, step through. Knee to the earth, lift into the arms. 2 solid breaths, so flowing breaths. Jaw is relaxed. Hands come through heart center. Right elbow, left thigh. Through the nose and out the nose. The intention is to sweat, is to breathe, and is to be. Right hand to the floor, left arm high, right leg lifts off the earth. Good. See if you can avoid dumping into the right wrist. Half bind, some of you. Spread, press the fingertips of the hand into the floor. Another breath in. Release the gaze, release the left hand. Step back to plank. Flush all of that out. Come to child's pose or downward dog. Good, and from downward dog, bend the knees, look forwards and step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhaling, exhale, fold. Keep a bend, chair pose. Lift the arms, and we can keep the hands at prayer. We're twisting again, hands to heart now. Left elbow, right thigh. Keep the hips drawing down towards the earth. New breath in. Left hand to the earth, right arm high. You're still in the twist. Half bind if you'd like to add on. Full bind if you're familiar. Return hands to prayer. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, right elbow, left thigh. Stay here with the prayer variation for a couple of breaths. So we're twisting, right hand to the floor, left high. We're creating heat in the body, heat in our practice. We're allowing the heart to open when we can fold that elbow back, draw the shoulder further back. And shine your heart open. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Return. Bring both hands to the floor. Bring the feet so they're hip width apart if they're not already. And bring the hands behind you and interlace the fingers at the sacrum. And then allow the arms to come overhead. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Good. Bring the hands onto the floor and step back halfway along your mat. Bring the knees beneath the hips, all fours. Knees beneath the hips, all fours. Inhale, shine your heart forward, up cat. Exhale, down cat. 2 more of those. Beautiful breathing. Good. 3rd and final. Come back to neutral, tuck the toes, lift the kneecaps off the earth about 1 inch. So look at the knees, just lift them about 1 inch off the floor. Deep breath in. Peel yourself back to downward dog. Good, right leg high, inhale. Bend at the knee, open into the hip. See if you can touch the person next to you with your toes. Woo! Step it through, right foot plants. Warrior 1, back foot to the earth. Legs are engaged, left into the arms. We're going to come into our humble warrior. So reach the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Heart shines open first. Inhale, lift. And exhale to fold. So you want to keep length in the spine, shoulder to the thigh or just inside the thigh, arms overhead, head is hanging. Lift back up. Left hand slides down along the left leg, right arm high, modify your reverse warrior. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, warrior two. So just bring the arms to shoulder height, reposition the back left foot to 90, still bending deep into the right knee. Good, sink a little deeper. And give yourself a hug. Wrap your right arm across the top of the left arm. Reach for your back. See if you can reach for the fingertips. You can move the hands up and down the back if you like. Release. Reverse your warrior again, left to the thigh, right high. And then lift up and out of the pose, side angle pose. Forearm to the thigh, right hand to the floor or the block. Half binds or full binds if it's in your range. Good, so with that left arm, you can take it overhead, reach the fingertips towards the front of the room. Yeah. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to come back to reversed warrior. Back to reverse warrior. And then Anahatasana, a melting heart pose. So you'll windmill the hands, frame that right foot, and step back to all fours. Step back to all fours, so the hips are over the knees. Then walk the hands further out in front of you. So they're probably going to come off mat and melt the heart down to the floor. Keep the hips lifting. Your gaze is forward or to the mat. How deep can you breathe here? Slide the forearms beneath you. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers. Straighten out the legs. Tuck the toes. Scorpion plank. We're holding and breathing. And as soon as you feel you need to, you will come down to the knees and hold here and breathe. That's you that needs to know when. You need to tune into your body and know when you need to modify. As soon as your hips are sinking, you need to drop the knees. And then you stay in that knee variation until we all make our way back to child's pose. You may want to take a wide-legged version of child's pose or puppy. Good. Press the forearms, those of you that are still in the scorpion plank, you want to press the forearms into the earth as though you're trying to press the earth away from you. Elbows are directly beneath the shoulders. Press the hands into the floor. We're in child's pose almost. Good. Reach the hands back out in front. Lift back to downward dog. I'm going to give you the option to flush it out between rounds. So either stay here in your dog before we work into warrior one on the opposite side. Good, lovely, slow, steady practice. Left leg when you're ready, lift high and inhale. And exhale, warrior one. So see if you can really plant the foot light into the earth and lift into the arms. Good. So we're trying to draw the hips towards the front of the room here. So widen the stance as much as you need to with that back leg. That's why we keep it on a 45-degree angle or so we can draw the hips. Humble warrior, interlace the fingers behind you. Heart shines, inhale. You can smile, exhale, fold.
Still bending deep into the left knee. You're gazing towards your back foot as you're bringing your arms overhead. Another breath. The next one lifts you back out. Modified reverse warrior, right to the thigh, left high. Breathe in, lift out. Warrior 2. Hug. This time the opposite arm comes overhead. Give yourself a hug. Hug yourself. Hug yourself. Yeah, just make sure everyone's hugging. Good. Deep flowing breaths. Reverse your warrior, right to the thigh, left high. Reposition the back right foot. Inhale, lift up, come out of the pose, side angle pose, lean forwards. So some of you are still working at the core strength here, so you might want to keep that left elbow on the thigh, anywhere with the right hand, hip, ceiling, behind, overhead. And if you're wanting to draw a little more strength in, add some more strength in, start to hover the left elbow off the thigh. You've got a block, you can bring it beneath the left hand in front of the foot. Last breath. And then we're going to windmill. Come all the way back to your reverse warrior, right hand to the thigh, left high. Inhale and windmill. This time through your vinyasa. So you find your own little flow. From downward dog, we're going to jump or step our way to the top of the mat, but hang on to it. Before we go, we're going to make our way into a squat. So you're actually going to bring the feet outside the hands. So look forward, take some baby jumps or step, or one full jump and land. Good, for another heart opening pose, but also an opportunity to release into the wrists. So by bringing the back of the hands in toward one another. Good, press the big toes into the earth. So you're still using the muscles through the feet. Long spine. Good, protract the chin and take the gaze up. And exhale, return. Left hand's going to come out wide and find the floor. Right arm will reach back, so we've got some more heart opening opportunity happening right here. Breathe it in and exhale, bring it back. That right hand comes down to the floor in front of the right leg. Left arm reaches back, that's it. And return. Bring the hands out in front of you, take a little baby step back. We're going to practice and workshop coming up into Bakasana now, so our crane pose. So lift up onto the balls of the feet. Bring the feet a little closer. Elbows can bend, and that's all you may go to today, just by bending the elbows and looking forwards. You might want to add on lift the hips, knees to the triceps, lean forward, maybe take the toes off the earth. So you really want to fire up the top of the legs. You're going to have the option of jumping your way back to a plank and flushing that out. Well done, Carl. Or step your way back, flush it out. We're meeting in child's pose. That's it. Good, Andy. Good. That's it. Lovely, Tanya. Come back to all fours. Little heart opening pose right here. So we're going to bring the left hand beneath us and lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And then exhale and take that arm all the way underneath you as far as you can, so your body weight comes down onto the shoulder. Then you start to turn the heart to the ceiling and lift that left arm perhaps up toward the ceiling,
behind you or to a half bind, or just reach it overhead. Really feel the space into the upper back that you're breathing into. We come out and the left hand will make its way back to the earth so that you can draw your weight into it to safely come back up. Good, and then bring the right hand beneath you. The left arm to the ceiling, inhale. And exhale, reaching all the way through. See, if you're not feeling the stretch, just lift up a little and take the left arm further away. Right arm assistance, as we did in the previous side, lifting overhead, up high, fold it back. Two breaths. Right hand comes next to the face to frame. Lift back to all fours. Up cat, inhale. Tuck the toes, lift the knees off the earth for down cat. Good, draw the knees back down to the earth. Untuck the toes, camel. Hands to the sacrum, or perhaps reaching down to the thighs or to the heels, or tuck the toes under, lean forwards. Heart shines open. Thank you for a heart opening request. Deep flowing breaths. And on your exit, slowly come down evenly and make your way down to the earth. Child's pose. I'm going to make your way into your tummies for a little bit of back bending from here. I'm going to play with Wild Thing. So we have the opportunity of dropping into Wild Thing, maybe full wheel from Downward Dog. So tummy to the earth. Come on down. So we want to start with just lifting the heart off the earth. And shine it forward, so draw the shoulders back and down. And then start to lift the arms off the earth. Anyway, can come wide, they can come back, they can reach out in front. You can lift the legs off the earth. Take 3 more breaths. Use the core, lift a little higher. And then on our exit, we're going to bring the left ear to the earth. The arms either side of the body and the shoulders melt as the heels roll away from you. Bring the chin back to the earth if you want to add on. We're coming into bow pose, so please feel free to come back into locust or a variation of that. Fold the legs towards you, hands to the top of the feet. I like to point the feet. You can point, floint, or flex the feet. You can take the hands to the ankles or to the top of the feet. You can just stay here as a quad stretch, depending on what you need today. Or you can start to lift the chest. Lift the gaze, open through the shoulders. And then we're going to meet back down the floor, right ear to the floor. Good. Heels roll away from you. Let's make our way to Wild Thing from tummy time. So you'll bring the hands beneath the shoulders. You'll fold your left leg in towards you. You'll keep the right hand grounding into the floor as you roll onto the right side of the body. Flex the right foot. Bend the left knee. Ball of the left foot into the earth. Lift the hips. Left arm overhead. So this is exactly the same pose that you're going to make when you flip your dog. When you flip from Downward Dog to Wild Thing. This is the same pose. Right leg straight and strong. New breath in. And then exhale, come back to your tummy. Right leg folds, left hand stays planted.
Left leg straight, lifting up. Good, so the right arm can reach all the way towards me, and you can start to shine the heart up towards the ceiling and open even further and turn it into a bit of a back bend. So back bends are our heart openers. When you're ready, to a plank position. For your choices, so you'll either flush this out, drop to the knees, or come straight to downward dog. Okay, are we ready to add that in? Left leg this time, left leg high. Bend the knee, so try to touch the person next to you, but instead you can plant that foot down to the floor, wild thing. Option to back bend. One last breath. And let's reverse. Draw the gaze back down first, return the leg and flush it out. Let's just pedal out the feet. Good. When you're ready, right leg high, bend at the knee, reach to the opposite person. Drop it. Lengthen it. Maybe add a little more heart opening in. Steady flowing Ujjayi breath. Return everything, gaze down, back to downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Well done. Bend into the knees, look forward, step or jump your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold, then brush and reach towards the ceiling. Well done. Hands to heart. We're working into a heart opening back bending balance now. That is Lord of the Dance. So take your left hand to the arch of the left foot, right arm high, breathe in, and then start to tilt forward. So you're pushing the foot into the hand. Good. Forward with the heart, so the heart always leading. Take another breath. And then slowly we're going to make our way into a grounding tree pose. So that left leg will come to the ankle, to the calf, to the thigh, to half lotus. Bring the hands at hips at prayer, at the ceiling. Behind you, hold the elbows, reverse prayer. Good. And then the art of finding mountain pose by taking that left foot down and bringing everything back into alignment, grounding down to both feet. Well done. Open your eyes, right leg folds, right hand to the arch, left arm high, and tilt. So what does it take for you to really stay in your practice, for you to stay completely still, to allow the fluctuations of the mind to completely switch off so that you can find a steady drishti, a focus point here? What does that actually take? What does that look like to you? Last breath. Tree pose. Last breath. Well done. Let's release. Stay in your mountain, stay in your mountain. Drop down. Just close down the eyes for a moment. Keep your eyes closed and just lift up onto the balls of the feet.
Good, and then slowly bring the heels back down to the floor. Keep your eyes closed. Use your core to do it this time. Lift up onto the balls of the feet. Easier. Exhale, bring it back down. Well done. Open your eyes. Bring the hands to prayer. Inhale, lift long. Beautiful. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, weight into right leg, hands to the earth. Left leg steps toward the ceiling for standing balancing splits. And then just lower the left leg so the heel is in line with the hip for warrior 3. So the hips are square. You've got the floor as support, so you're welcome to stay here because this is a different way of entering warrior 3. Or you can bring the hands in at prayer. You can reach the arms out behind you or reach them out in front. And then bend both of your knees, and we're making our way down to the earth in a seated twist. So you're going to bring the left knee to the outside of the right foot and take a seat on your sit bones. So the right leg ends up over the left. If you don't usually twist with the left leg folded beneath you, then straighten it out now. Right hand to the floor. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, wrap the arm around the leg. Then twist out over the right shoulder tip. So the right leg is over the left. We all got it. Well done. Return your gaze, find your boat pose, bring the hands behind you for support. Bend both of the knees in toward you. You can straighten out the legs, you can reach the arms out in front. You can take your peace fingers around the big toes and lengthen out the legs from here. 2 breaths. Plant the feet into the floor, reach the arms forward. And lift to stand. Inhale, lift. Yes, exhale, fold. Hands frame left foot. So right can lift to standing balancing splits. Right glute is working. You'll get pigeon soon. You'll enjoy it then even more. Breathe through the nose, out the nose. Now keep the hips square and just lower the right leg down. So the right heel's in line with the hips. You can leave the hands as they are, you can bring them into play. Arms either out behind or in front of you. Two more breaths here. Bend both of the knees. You're bringing the right knee in behind the left so you can seat, but with the heel away from the sit bones. Left leg is now folded over the right. You can leave the right folded or straighten it out. Left hand to the floor behind, right arm, inhale. Exhale, wrap the arm around the leg. Shoulders down. Steady flowing breath. Nice. Last breath in. Return the gaze. Bring the hands behind you. Bend both of the knees. This time, everybody peace fingers out and wrap them around your big toes. And we're just going to balance on our sit bones. So peace fingers around the big toes and then just lift the feet off the floor. Good. And we're going to start to take the legs wide. Use the core. Keep the torso long. Maybe drop the feet down towards the earth. You can smile. Heart shines forward. Breathe in. Exhale, legs together. Bend the knees. Plant the feet. Last time, reach the arms. Lift, come to stand. Inhale. Yes, you can. Exhale, fold. Well done. Inhale, rise. Exhale, plank position, flush or downward dog for pigeon, right leg. Right leg will lift, bend at the knee, and then step it through. Right knee to right wrist, untuck the toes of the left. Left leg is long, inhale to lift. And then exhale to float forwards. You may like to work your variations if you're working into your full king pigeons, or if you're working the arms to one side, that can feel lovely too. A slow and steady journey back to downward dog. Hands into the earth. Lift the left leg off the earth. Lift the right leg then back up to three-legged dog. Flush it out from here or just stay in pedal. Left leg gets that beautiful gift that you just gave the right. Lift it high, bend the knee. Left knee to the wrist. Right leg long, hands to the earth. Breathe in long. Exhale. Whatever you did on the previous side, you might want to walk the arms to one side. Slow and steady, journey back, hands into the earth. Tuck the toes of the right leg, lift the right leg off the earth. Shoulders engaged. Left leg high. To flush out for your very last time, just to pedal.
And then bring your knees down to the earth. Come to all fours. And then bring the knees, the hips rather, all the way down towards the floor. Yes, either side. And then lift back up, come to the opposite side. If you can get back up, get a bit comfortable down there. One more side, one more time on each side. Good. Make your way into a seated position with your legs out long. We're carrying on with this wide stance, forward fold, so we're going to take the legs wide. Flex the feet. You may like to sit on a block before we move into inversions. So sitting up nice and tall, so that will keep the spine long, bless you. Hands reach in front. And you start to fold forward, so you really want to feel as though you're drawing the navel down towards the floor first. So a lot of us have this tendency to want to bring the head down. But you want to feel like you're keeping the spine long, folding from the hips and drawing the navel down. Then the belly, then the chest. Use the hands as support. It is if you tell yourself it is. Everything's impossible if you tell yourself it is impossible. Two more breaths. What else does it take for you to soften into the pose? What do you need to let go of? And then let's make a very slow exit. And start to bring those legs back in towards one another. Ooh. And then just windscreen wipe them here and see if returned. Good. You're ready now to go upside down. Choosing legs up the wall pose or a shoulder stand. Maybe skipping the inversions and finding a block again for fish pose. We will end up there together. Allow the fresh nutrients and the blood to fill up your heart, to fill you up. Keep your gaze towards the toes. You want to eventually bring the hips, the heels, the hips and the shoulders in one long line. So there is still core activation and inner leg work as well. You're drawing the fingers towards the ceiling. So in your own time, work into your modifications and variations. Some of you might like to work wide legs like we just sort of prepped for. Maybe bound angle pose, bringing the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. Maybe a twist from there. Bringing the hips to the face. Maybe slow scissor kicks. And then when you are ready, you'll start to draw the knees toward the face. Remember, you're exiting at any stage and coming to the block. Feet overhead to the floor. Hands supporting you, or if feet meet the earth, you can release the hands and modify. Knees to ears if it's in your range. And then make your way down to the earth. Slowly. Mindfully, really. Everything we do mindfully. Find the block again and place it long ways or sideways. High side,
or low side. Beneath the shoulder blades. Turn the palms. Good. So slide your sit bones further down, Leslie. Is that comfortable, Leslie? Is that comfortable? It's better than the block. I've just my legs. Bring your hips down onto the mat. Bring your hips down all the way down. Now come down. So your head support as well. And then arms come out wide. Legs can come along.